Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal. And I'm telling you guys, I did this for years. Go to my old YouTube channel, and all I was talking about was my experiences. But on a deeper level, all I was talking about was myself. Because if I was interacting with these women or this woman, then really all I was seeing was myself. Again, man only attracts what he is. At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal. Now, I'm sure the majority of us brothers have been in bad relationships, right? But have you ever been in a karmic relationship? And when I say karmic, I mean, have you ever been in one of those relationships that you and the person you're in a relationship with, y'all just keep going back and forth for several weeks, months, years, right? If not that same person, maybe you in different people. You keep meeting the same type people over and over and over again. Guys, today I want to talk about how the issues that we keep having with women go a lot deeper than we thought. Let's talk about it. So I was thinking about the relationships from my past, right? And not just the relationships as an adult. I went back as far as I could, man. I went back to, me kissing my first little girlfriend on the cheek, in the 5th or 6th grade, right? And then I was thinking about something. I'll say, since I've been making YouTube videos, on 2, maybe 3 occasions, I brought up a relationship that I had in the 8th grade, right? And in my mind, I was thinking, why would this relationship, have so much significance in my life? I had no idea, right? No idea why. And I was like, for one, I was a child. I was, 12, 13 years old. I said, 2, I haven't seen that person in 30 plus years and have no desire to even see this person. I was like, why does this relationship hold so much weight inside of me? And then I was thinking, I said, well, one thing is, it was the last relationship I had before my father passed away. Matter of fact, I think her and I were dating when my father passed away. And then I was wondering, I said, I wonder if my father passing had some kind of effect on all of my relationships going forward, and or all the people that I was attracted to or who I attracted into my life after that, right? And I was like, I wonder if that caused some kind of issue, some kind of abandonment issue, some kind of something that I'm just unaware of, right? And then I was thinking about my father's father, my grandfather, who I never met, right? And the reason I never met him is because just like me, he was out of my father's life at a very young age. And then I was like, I wonder if my father had some kind of issue from that just rolled over to me, right? And then I was thinking about a lot of women I've encountered. People say like a lot of women have, daddy issues, which I really don't know what daddy issues are. But you hear me talking about the emotionless woman, for example, right? Now, the emotionless woman wasn't always the emotionless woman. The emotionless woman wasn't always a woman of Proverbs 5. She had to be created into that, right? And I said, what if the emotionless woman experienced some trauma in her life? What if she had a father or a mother that for 5, 10, 20, 30 plus years, all they did was talk bad to her. All they did was talk down. All they did was tell her what she was doing wrong. I said, at some point, this woman would just close up. And once she becomes an adult, she'll no longer be able to even interact in a relationship as a normal person would. I said, things that she may do would, just because she's used to someone rejecting her, or she's used to men, leaving her over time because of the way she is. Maybe she's the woman that now she always has a woman on deck. Again, she's the woman that can't fully open up in a relationship. She's living her relationships, on pins and needles, right? Even going back to a guy like myself, a guy with some issues with not having a father there. He's going in relationships with a certain mindset that, maybe relationships don't work. He's going into a relationship that, well, I might need to always have somebody on deck. And I'm starting to think, guys, that a lot of the issues that we're having, they aren't issues that we just bring upon ourselves. A lot of these issues that we have about, that we're making videos about, that we've been talking about for a number of years now, a lot of these issues are issues that are tied to our bloodlines. Now, I'm not going to lie. A part of me can appreciate the accuracy of the universe in this whole thing, right? Because like we always say, man does not attract what he wants. Man attracts what he is. So when you talk about two karmic people coming together in a relationship, you have to understand that you have two people coming together, with a solid love, but it's based on their fears. And you can never have a successful situation when it's based on fear. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, right? You can have a woman that grew up and she may see either of her parents just, consistently cheating. And she gets older, she's like, you know what? I don't want to experience that. So what this woman will do, you see these women, being only attracted to beta males, right? And the reason they're attracted to beta males is because they feel if they have this control, they can keep their thumb on their man, then they don't have to worry about him cheating. But what they have to understand is they're going into that whole situation based on a fear. In other words, they'll feel a sense of satisfaction by having a guy that they can control and he can't cheat or whatever. But at the same time, now they're upset with this guy because he lacks the alpha qualities that she really desires. Now she's in a situation where she's just going to have to, be miserable her whole life, or she's going to have to be a woman that steps out and cheats, right? And the cycle just continues. And the thing is, she could easily leave, but the thing is, if she leaves without understanding what's going on, she's just going to go back to the same situation. At some point, for a person to get out of that situation, they're just going to have to understand what's really going on first, and then understand themselves, right? Now, normally when two people break up, I know at least me in my past, and I can think back to, women that I dated, in middle school, high school, every time a person, you break up, right? Two people split up, everybody has their version of what happened. You might have a guy over saying, she ain't worth this. And, she lies, she cheats, she does this. On the other side of the spectrum, you have the woman saying the same thing. Oh, he's a liar, he's a cheater, he's this. But the thing is, you have to understand that until a person accepts blame in it, they're not healing. You know what I'm saying? This is what I understood, guys. This is when I finally started snapping out of this whole thing. This is what I understood. I said, you know what? When I found myself in relationships and then I just said, you know what, man, I've had enough of this. I gotta go. It wasn't all about that person being bad or really, really worthless or a liar or a cheater. What I saw in that person, or what happened, in other words, I got to a point of awakening where I could look at that person and I could see myself. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? I no longer want to vibrate here, so I got to dip. Right? Now, it's hard to put that into words to a person you're talking to. It just comes up to a breakup. So at some point in time, I said, you know what? There's no sense in me sitting here saying, you know what? Oh, well, this woman I dated, she wasn't nothing. Oh, this woman I did, she was a liar, she was cheap. And I'm telling you guys, I did this for years. Go to my old YouTube channel, and all I was talking about was my experiences. But on a deeper level, all I was talking about was myself. Because if I was interacting with these women or this woman, then really all I was seeing was myself. Again, man only attracts what he is, right? So that was my first part of healing. Understanding that whatever I was experiencing was based on what I was putting out into the world. So how does a man break the cycle? How does a woman break the cycle, right? Well, the first step is you have to be honest with yourself first. You have to do some digging. You have to go into some places maybe of your childhood that you don't want to relive, that you don't want to experience again. But I'm telling you, this is important to understand not only why you do the things that you do, but you have to understand that it's also why you're bringing certain people into your life, right? You're going to have to dig down into some family issues. You're going to have to look at things that your mother did, your father did, your grandfather, your aunt did, that you were exposed to that caused you to be the way that you are. You're going to have to look at great-grandparents and what they went through to make our parents and our aunts and uncles go through certain things that pass it on to us, guys. So first thing is you have to identify it. Now, the second thing is, guys, you're going to have to look at your reflection. And again, this is going to take a high level of honesty within yourself, right? You're going to have to look at your reflection. And when I say your reflection, I mean you're going to have to look at the person that you're involved with, right? Now, you can sit there to easily look at your past relationships and say, oh, you know what? Oh, man, she wasn't no good, man. She was a this, she was a that, she was a whatever, right? You're going to have to come to the conclusion, guys, that whatever it was you were seeing in this young lady, it had to be a lot of that inside of you, man. It had to be. Because again, you two wouldn't vibrate on the same level if you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to understand that. And the key thing is, you know, a man or a woman can easily get mad and say, oh, well, a person was like this. But you have to understand that, you know what? Okay, yeah, this person, I think they're messed up. You know, this person, you know, took me to the depths of hell. But you got to have to say, you know what? This person is just as damaged as I am, or as I was, right? And I'm telling you right then, all the hate, all the anger, all that stuff, it goes away. And I'm telling you, that's when you can start healing yourselves, brothers. But until you do those two things, guys, you're going to be stuck in that cycle. So guys, going forward in your situations, you know, if you're dealing with these women and you're having the exact same issues over and over and over, if you're leaving these women and you're going into different relationships and you have different issues, guys, I'm telling you, you're going to have to pause and look deeper into what's going on. You're going to have to look into, you know, the things you were exposed to your whole life, the things that just run in your family, guys, because this is serious. And the thing is, it's only going to get worse, right? When you think about how many kids are growing up in single parent households, right? I'm telling you, that is damaging. You know, we think that kids are getting adjusted to this lifestyle because it's 2020. I'm telling you, in the next 10, 20, 30 years, this world is going to be chaos because of that. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand that this is what we have to know. We have to understand that the issues that we're having, the issues that our fathers had, the issues that our fathers' fathers had, we have to understand that by default, we're going to give these to our sons. We're going to give these issues to our daughters unless we address it. In other words, if we just live the rest of our lives in these fears and think that everything is good, then our kids are going to, by default, get these same issues. Their kids are going to get the same issues. That's why it's important. That's why it's so important for people to show kids at least what healthy relationships look like. Now, I'm not sitting there saying people should go out there and be dating. I'm not saying people should go out there and be getting married. None of that stuff. But what I'm saying is, if you're a man or if you're going to be interacting with a person of the other gender in a relationship of some sort, I'm telling you, it has to be something healthy or nothing at all. So, in a nutshell, guys, all I'm saying is this. At some point, we're going to have to say, you know, maybe mama wasn't as perfect as I thought she was. You know, maybe daddy wasn't the saint I thought he was, right? Because once we get to this point, then we're going to start to understand why we do some of the things we do, why we think the things we think, and more importantly, why we experience the people we experience, right? So that's thing number one we need to do. Two, guys, when we're going into these relationships, we're going to have to ask the hard questions, right? I want to know. I want to know if your mom was in the house. I want to know if your daddy was in the house. Uncle Charles had a whole house. Yeah, I want to know that. Aunt Bertha was a prostitute, or whatever. I want to know because I want to know. I want to know who I'm dealing with. On the same note, if I'm dealing with somebody, you need to know that, hey, you know what? My dad passed away. My dad wasn't there my childhood. My dad's dad wasn't there his childhood. You need to know that because there's going to be some things about me that I do or the way I move that's based on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we know what we're dealing with, man, so we can create or start to have healthier relationships, right? And at the end of the day, guys, what it really comes down to is that if we don't fix this, overall, then what we're going to see is our sons. What we're going to see is our sons' sons going through the exact same jacked up situations.